is we're going to get rid of our faces right now, and we're going to be going straight into the picks and bans. Right off the back, MikeChanDota is formerly known as, GOTM.
Yeah.
They have decided to ban that pesky coddle, and for whatever reason, PSM seems to have this huge thing about banning Wisp. It must be a thing that they do.
The hate on the Wisp.
They hate the Wisp. I guess maybe they suffered some psychological trauma, perhaps. Like,
I
they
think
had
so.
like some bad times against Wisp.
I think that Wisp touched them. That's not true. I made that up. And for any keeners out there, that was a quote from Shaun of the Dead. Because I'm pretty sure that we've done several hours of casting so far today, and neither of us.
Has it really been several hours?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's 4:20.
And neither of us have quoted Shaun of the Dead, so I thought it was kind of necessary.
It's a great movie.
Oh, it's a good one. It's really good. Yep. Now we're seeing that. Oh, I hear the size outside, eh? That's pretty funny. Lifestealer's taken out, so they must have seen because they're delayed from us, so they see that Lifestealer was taken out. Spoiler alert: Bat Rider's also taken out. So those frequent flyers, get it? That appear in our matches so frequently are not going to be appearing in today's match. And you were hypothesizing about a TA.
I thought it was going to be a TA ban right off the bat. They actually decided to ban Coddle.
The frequent faces.
The frequent flyers.
I didn't think that Coddle really spelled. I mean, he was significant earlier in the game, and helpful to keep the PL farmed.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I mean, the TA is what really took that game.
Totally took that game.
Yeah.
And like, in terms of a response against it, well, we're seeing GOTM going for that Magnus pick. Magnus has been a really popular hero in this game, but I think in the first match it proved to be very, very useful, like a great utility hero for GOTM. So, what do you think PSM is going to do? Do you think they're going to be picking the Rubik? I could possibly see a Gyrocopter going in there. I'd love to see a Darkseer. Like I was hating on him earlier, but now I actually wouldn't mind seeing him make a contribution.
I wouldn't mind seeing a lion.
Of course, the finger. You saw your Lena, the Laguna.
I know, times. Right? So I should be happy. I wouldn't mind seeing Luna. I wouldn't mind seeing a Nature's Prophet. I just want to see a game where none of the typicals are playing. I want to see fun, new faces.
Well, I like the Visage picks. Like, that's not typical. Like, at least from our casting experience.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't it be great to see Slark?
I would love to see how the pros play Slark. Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Because so often I've never seen him in Captain's mode.
No.
Really?
We've seen Skywrath Mage.
Yeah, in Skywrath Mage, he was done very well. So, also, wasn't Centaur recently removed from, oh, she's in! She made it!
I knew it, man. PSM going for that Templar Assassin and also Rubik, so they're going with what works here. So.
Yeah, the tried, tested, and true strategies. See if that pays out for them again, because honestly, they, I think they started the early mid-game, they were at a sizable lead, and then it felt as though, look at it's MCD now. I guess we're going to call them that.
MCD.
MikeChanDota. MCD, formerly Gotham, had a little bit of a catch-up there.
They left Gotham City. They said, frick Gotham City. It didn't work out for us in Game 2, so then they've gone MCD.
Yeah. Or maybe it's a mind trick strategy. OCD? MCD?
Oh, look at this. Gyrocopter, Visage being the second and third picks for MCD, formerly known as GOTM. We should still probably refer to them as GOTM, because this is the best of 3, right?
I'm going to forget.
Oh.
I'm going to say like GOFQ.
Well, we're looking at a Visage pick, a Gyrocopter pick. It's funny. We haven't seen the flying sniper that usually Gyrocopter turns out to being in the later part of the game, but he's more of a utility-based hero, more playing a support role. It's kind of reminiscent in a way like how Neeks was played in Missing Middle tournament, the first eSports tournament. But he's more of like playing support and wasn't as effective. And really, Gyrocopter so far tonight, you know, he hasn't really been. I'm not gonna hate on him or anything, but I haven't seen him like really game changing or like, you know, turning the tide.
No.
Like the call down has always been fantastic, but like he hasn't been supported with that usual damage output that we see Gyrocopter turning into. So with
that's because he hasn't had
said,
enough divine rapiers.
No, he hasn't even had.
He had less than one divine rapier.
Once.
So that is not close to 3, which is the required number of divine rapiers.
That's
In
what you
order to
need.
make every one of those little shots that he did
One shot,
like
one shot,
100
one shot.
damage. Oh, wouldn't that be just the best? So we do see that a lone druid pops up. He's going to reinforce the Rubik TA team that we're seeing so far. He's got some late game potential. So the TA, the lone druid are going to make this a sizable carry team. And as you mentioned, the gyros haven't really been able to have that longevity in our matches. So what we need to see from MCD is some late game strength.
Yeah, some late game strength. I think MCD is going to be looking for, and right now, what's going to be really telling is what PSM is going to be doing in terms of their banning. I'm really trying to think like how this is going to form, you know, for them. Yeah, okay, there we go. Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon was played really, really well by MCD in the previous match, or I think it was like the first match. I don't know. I'm suffering from a seniors moment right now. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah. We're just looking at Lone Druid being picked. Shadow Demon has been banned, the 3rd ban by PSM, and responding to that ban is actually, I like this one too. Neek's Assassin has not been really a popular pick from teams, but more of a popular ban. So
yeah, he does tend to pop up like that. And too bad, I would have enjoyed seeing a Lesh. But more so, I want to see Alina. A Sven was taken out, so that makes sense because we've seen him and his strength potential. You know, we really should be saying what makes sense in terms of bans, not based on what we've seen today, because that's a very caster-centric perspective, but based on who the other team thinks might be a choice. So obviously, the Sven would be a decent carry potential to go and reinforce MikeChanDota. And the Juggy as well. Juggy has frequently paired with Rubric in today's matches. So, and we've seen PSM take over the Juggy very often. So, it makes sense that he would be banned. I understand that from a not caster-centric perspective. So, let's see. We've got one more ban. Is it going to be that Darkseer? Maybe we're going to see his face. Maybe we're going to see his face.
I think he might
ban
be
out of this. You think he might make an appearance?
I think he might.
I think we need to see more carry from MCD. So maybe he would pop in for PSM rather.
PMI.
I don't even know what happened.
I can see that how it happened. Look at this. Battlefinger is banned once again. Bane.
Oh yeah, right.
What's the bans for the Banes?
We don't want him touching us. I think that the Bane voice should be replaced by the creepy old guy in Family Guy. What was his name? Maybe someone in the cast or in the chat can shout out what that guy's name was in Family Guy, the creepy old guy who likes Chris and stuff. So, but his voice should replace Bane, and that would be an excellent choice. Herbert. For serious?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
I thought
you.
he had a last name too, but anyway. All right. Choices. Who are you gonna pick? 55 seconds on the clock. You've got 2 choices. MikeChanDota. What's it gonna be?
We're just awaiting on that 4th pick. You know, I have to agree with you. They are going to be going for you were going to be seeing a very hard carry needing to be picked by MCD, and MikeChanDota has decided to go for the Weaver. And you know, we've seen Weaver earlier in this tournament today in the matches that we've casted, and Weaver played pretty well, I think, and responding to this pick. PSM, we're getting a thumbs down here by
him. Hasn't played very well.
Oh, well, I think Weaver's been alright. Once you get the Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah, Lincoln Sphere.
Saguchi, like, you know, there's a lot that Weaver can offer, and like one of the overlooked abilities that he has is the Swarm. Like, that's an armor reduction spell, and they just keep attacking you, those little bugs that he casts, right? So it does do damage. and it does do damage over time. So I think it's a pretty good pick. PSM opting to go for that Jakiro, really good support hero. It's going to be very complimentary to aid this crazy Templar Assassin.
Yeah, for some stuns.
What do you think? Ellesmere is going to go for TA again?
I think that... Pardon?
Ellesmere. TA?
Oh, sure, why not? I think that the TA being able to put down some traps, reinforced by a stun by Jakiro and maybe a macro pyre as she is just destroying with her side blades, there could be some really quick destruction down there. But who's going to be their final pick? We do notice that the Veno has gone in, so we're kind of bug crazy.
I like this Veno pick, though. Eh?
Oh, you enjoy Veno.
No, I not only do I enjoy Veno, it just makes sense because Templar Assassin without refraction is such a pain in the butt for MCD because they couldn't kill her. And that refraction offers like a good chunk of time. Like, how many hits is it? Level 4, that's 6 instances. But if you have a Venomancer, if he hits you with Poison Sting, that's damage over time, so it's going to be ticking every second. If you have Venomous Gale on him, that's even more ticks that's going to be taking. So basically, when you have Venomancer, you just took away Templar Assassin's refraction.
Very good counter. And that's what they need.
Oh, man, PSM goes for Anti-Mage. Love this pick, but really OP is going to have to farm like OP, like overpowered farming here, because nice. Anti-Mage, he's going to need that Battle Fury, and it just... Oh, what?
Just read all the names.
Oh, yeah. We're just looking at Templar Assassin's going to be playing. It's actually a good time. Yeah, PSM, just to give the hero breakdown, Templar Assassin will be played by Ellesmere, of course. Yoda is going to be playing. Rubik Lone Druid will be playing by LAL. OP is going to be playing Anti-Mage. And Naruto is going to be playing Jakiro. So that is for PSM. How about MC?
All right, we're going to notice that we've got 4 of those heroes going top. The, oh, yeah, all 5 are going top. Never mind, I'm looking at something else. Chicken MC is going to look after our Gyrocopter, and Orbit, who was taking over the Magnus, was blocking him, trying to prevent him from getting too far ahead, which is a fine choice. Kore is going to look after our Weaver, and the Chef Dota will look after Visage. And finally, our new friend to the fray, Lopert, will look after Venomancer.
And we got some action possibly happening right now. Anti-Mage has been pinged. The eyes are set. Venomancer is going to be making his way with that awesome Venomous Gale. Jakiro running back does have a couple of wards in his inventory. Folks, you are looking at the final semi-final match. This is the best of the 3. The series is tied 1-1, so the winner of this is going to be moving on to the finals, and they will be going against Team QQ, who has, QQ has made it their way to the finals. So the winner of this match is going to be playing in our grand finals of this ESC Sports Missing Top tournament, a continuation of missing tournaments, missing middle, missing top, and who knows, maybe a missing bottom.
Missings everywhere.
Missing everywhere. Top rune right there. Haste ready to be picked up. Venomancer just chilling there for the moment. Putting a nice, interesting position right there with that ward. I usually see teams, like opting for a position right here or right here, but it's not the case. Nice little play right there. Venomancer is going to be picking up that haste rune.
Look at him go.
And he is going and might be able to catch this Templar Assassin. She is in a little bit of trouble. There we go. There's Venomancer. Does get that Venomous Gale. We were talking about this earlier. Their refraction is going down. This could be a first blood now for MCD, but no, the tower is going to say, I'm going to help out TA right now, and sorry, Veno, bye-bye. You're going to have to go back up to that top lane.
Meanwhile, we've got a tri-lane that is formed up top against the Weaver and the Visage. We can see that the Anti-Mage is going to be doing as much farm as he can, so let's track those last hit farms. And the Jakiro is dragging creeps to try and stack those up, which is a great strategy to prevent the farm from getting too far away from Anti-Mage. That is their focus right now. As well, this focus is on trying to whittle down the TA as much as possible, because she can be really, obviously we see that she can be appalling later on in the game, so I think she's become a priority. She and Anti-Mage farming is priority, and the TA is a priority.
Yeah, see, I like the Anti-Mage pick for PSM too, because you know that MCD is going to be focusing on Templar Assassin this game because of what happened in the previous match. But when you have Anti-Mage, this is a little bit of a concern for MCD because of the fact that if Anti-Mage is left alone, if they focus all their attention on this Templar Assassin, then Anti-Mage is going to farm. If they focus all their attention on Anti-Mage, then Templar Assassin's going to farm. So they're going to have to do a little bit of a duel. They're going to be having to take care of two key heroes on PSM's side. And I really, at this point, I'm going to say that it's going to be very difficult to see how MCD is going to pull that off.
That's incredibly accurate.
I try.
Oh, but this TA has been... every time she's made an appearance, she's been undefeated, right?
Yes.
Or the team has been undefeated.
Scored a solid victory against Team Sand, and just the last match that we saw between these two teams. So TA's Ellesmere does play a great TA. Something to be noted and remembered in this Missing Middle tournament. So as you said a moment ago, Trevor, we're looking at a tri-lane. Venomancer, Weaver, and Visage. Love this tri-lane. There's a lot of potential to get some kills for any heroes that are out of position, such as Rubik and Jakiro. Not much luck to be had against an Anti-Mage because of that wicked blink that he does with a ridiculous cooldown, making it very, very difficult for anybody on MCD's side to take down. But really, Jakiro and Anti-Mage doing a really good job pulling up these creeps, and as a result, MCD has got to respond to it. I'm wondering if we're going to see that kind of creep pulling that we saw here earlier with that Weaver in that last game.
Oh, remember that?
Was really, really well played.
Weaver was really able to command that.
Yeah, he was really, really commendable on his part. So Magnus, meanwhile, does bottle up that double damage rune and setting his sights on that TA. Also a notable ward being dropped there, that Sentry ward. TA casting that refraction right now. There goes a shockwave. Won't do too much except for expiring that refraction. So a little low on mana right now is Magnus, just about to hit level 4. Meanwhile, bottom lane, we do see this Gyrocopter going against this Lone Druid. And hopefully, I think, you know, the circumstances seem to be more favorable this time for the Lone Druid to get some pretty good farm, whereas he didn't in the first game. So right now, Magnus, however, does have that double damage rune that he has activated, but really TA is just spanking him right now with all that damage and not really much to be had from that double damage rune.
Those are Psy Spanks. That's what those were.
Psy Spanks.
Oh. And I think these shockwaves need to be, I think the last one just hit, but ever so barely. She's only got a couple refractions on her at this time because it's only a level 2. So just waiting it out, maybe, Magnus, so that you can actually score those hits on her would really help to lower her health. Ooh, a DD!
Really like what I just saw there a moment ago. We just saw Templar Assassin a little low on mana and health, and expired the bottle charges and just sending it back on the courier. And of course, the courier will be making its way back now, most likely with boots to follow, I believe. And yeah, there we go. We do see the boots of speed in the inventory. Called that. Oh, look at this first blood going down. Visage picking that up. Oh no, bad. News for Yoda, who's playing Rubik there. We just caught the end of that little fight that happens, but a real key kill right there for MCD, striking the first blood in this match.
First one of the game, which is generally what first blood means, but very exciting. I wonder if this is an indication of which direction this fight is going to go.
You think so?
I don't know. You know, that'd be an interesting study to look at first bloods and to look at match victories, see if there's any correlation there.
Well, right? I think what's interesting, every single one of our matches I think we've casted today, the Radiant side's won. Every one of them.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like 99% sure of it.
Wow.
Yeah, the Radiant's won every single one of the matches so far today. I don't know what happened between Team QQ and, what was it, Team Luck, I think. Yeah. But the matches that we've seen, pretty much the Radiant side has dominated.
Well, I remember I was looking at some stats on, I can't remember what the website is. Statsman Corey was telling us, right? Mm-hmm. It was a website he had. And apparently 54% of the victories are Radiant. So.
That's maybe something for Valve to consider. I don't know. Just in terms of balance and.
Oh no!
Radiant's Courier going down for some particular reason, being caught. At least for the moment right now, in terms of Courier's Darius, Courier is bringing in Ring of Protection right there for Lone Druid. And really, Lone Druid is having a better time farming, sitting at 18 last hits. But really, so far, the Radiance is kind of spearheading this in terms of last hits. Magnus with 26, Weaver with 23, followed by that on the Dire side is TA with 23 as well.
And look at how whittled down she was. Very close to death right there. She is just gripping onto her little pieces of health. I didn't see what she was up against. Please don't kill me. Maybe the Magnus was chipping away at her.
Well, it's she's making her way back up to the fountain right now, and it's kind of interesting. Like I like what I'm seeing right now here by the Dire. PSM just taking advantage of this jungle farming for AM, and AM's doing not too bad right now for last hits. He is sitting at 12, but he is getting some decent experience as well, just under level 4. Only real item is the poor man's shield, and I suppose that's telling right now the situation. He is kind of poor.
He's a poor man.
Meanwhile, we do see Venomancer making an indication that he is going to be going down to the mid lane right there to do what he can against this Templar Assassin. And again, we've talked about it. Venomancer is a really, really good counter against the Templar Assassin's refraction. So, right now, Venomancer, he's biding his time. Just waiting right now on that cliff right there and just casting one of his Plague Wards, a couple of them actually. And we do see that there's a Psionic Trap right there, ping being made. Templar Assassin with refraction on her for the moment. And here we go. We do see Venomancer just waiting it out, looking to see if he can possibly pick off this TA out of position. Meanwhile, back in the top lane, we do see this Weaver going against this anti-mage with Visage, and not too far behind him is the Jakiro following up, but the camp is still being stacked, it's still being pulled, and Rubik getting some of his own farm in. Really no last hits to be found for him. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Gyrocopter, 36 last hits against the 23 that we see right there with Lone Druid. For the Spirit Bearer, not too much to be said except for a stout shield and a couple of boots, but not much we can really... Oh, hold on a second. Magnus actually taking down that Templar Assassin.
Double click on her.
Totally. Missed out on that one. A couple of the Plague Wards
she
probably...
extended herself a bit too far.
Probably did so. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit of a skewer pullback by Magnus. So well played for Magnus right there. Such as Dota.
Such as Dota, right? You've got to keep your head on a swivel. And realize that they are out for you, TA. Ellesmere, you better keep your head on maybe 2 swivels, just to maximize the swivel potential. And we see Gyro is able to take down the Lone Druid because we can see the epic smash that was the call down damage, and he lost a chunk of his health, but not without claiming a kill for himself. Going mid again, there is a lot of destruction happening against this TA. They're trying to take her out, but she just has that refraction up there and need to bust out a shockwave in order to take that down. Everybody's low on mana. This is going to be a mana-less game. We need lots of mana.
Definitely need lots of mana. We do see Magnus hitting up one of the charges on that bottle, and does have a haste rune with about a couple seconds left on it anyways. But TA is still farming away. 39 last hits, does have phase boots now. And meanwhile, though, an item just being couriered in right there. Magnus with mana boots of his own. So you're talking about needing mana. Well, success is the word of the day for him right now. Going into that top lane, meanwhile, Weaver sitting at 41 last hits, going against the anti-mage, who's not doing as favorably well, but does have his power treads with 23 last hits. Jakiro, meanwhile, still has those wards, Sentry Ward ready to possibly use against this Weaver to catch him off guard. Bottom lane right now, we see that Lone Druid moving his Spirit Bearer in there on that Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter full mana can do a lot of damage, man, with that Rocket Barrage and the flat cannons, so might see something happen here. He is pressuring that bottom lane a little bit, going up to the top lane now. We do see a little bit of pinging action happen. Anti-Mage playing a very cautious game of caution right now, and keeping
cautious game of caution.
Yeah,
really, really wants to be safe.
Super safe.
We've got the reinforcement there by the Veno top, so there is 3 now. It looks as though we're going to extend that. Why can I never remember Visage's name? I hate Visage. Visage is being reinforced by the Magnus. Everyone is coming top. Almost everyone. Perhaps trying to look for something. The wards have given it away. And into the jungle go, or into the forest rather, go the Jakiro, go the Anti-Mage. He knows that there are wards there. He's got, he's standing right on one of the
Templar Assassin making his way in there with a TA. Templar Assassin, the call down by Gyrocopter, but it's not going to be enough. TA getting a very nice kill. Did have that DD bottled up The couple of hits by that refraction, and that spelled the end of Lone Druid for the, Gyrocopter for the moment. So now we do see TA making her way. Still actually sticking by that bottom tower, and there's a ping for that Venomancer, and it does seem like they are in position to do some damage here. We do see that Lone Druid Spirit Bear being sent in, and there's a couple of right clicks, and there we go. Oh no!
Geez,
look at that Venomancer, basically two-shotted, underestimating the power of a double damage Templar Assassin. So questionable position right there by Venomancer. Looked like a deer caught in a set of headlights, because we didn't really see him move much. Just saw this huge TA coming down as a smack. And Venomancer.
Chunks of bug all over the place. That's
man.
how I like it. Except this is unfortunate. Well, unfortunate.
For Venomancer.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Poor Veno.
If you're TA, then you are dancing. You are just dancing. He fell for this exact same trick that the gyro died not 1 minute prior.
Ooh,
Meanwhile,
look at this,
TA
Visage
is just
and
cruising.
TA just hanging out in the woods right there, and I don't think TA actually caught sight of him. If she did, no interest in following up with that, and now she's in position right now to get another kill on this Gyrocopter, and there she goes. Psionic Trap being dropped. Refraction wears off, but once again the call down, but it's not going to be enough to do enough damage, possibly. There goes the Rocket Barrage. There's Venomous Gale, and this could actually turn in favor for MCD, and the meld goes off, and now it's TA who's on the run, but look at the Soul Assumption. Soul Assumption did get the better end of TA, and now it is Lone Druid who's taking a crap ton of damage by that Gyrocopter's cannon. So really nice turn of events, exactly what MCD wanted. But look at the quick buyback right there by Templar Assassin. Trying to pick up a kill or two, but Magnus is in there with the RP and the skewer. Lone Druid's taken down. TA, after the buyback, this could prove to be very costly for PSM, but she does manage to get a kill on the Visage, so that kind of negated a little bit of the goal that she just lost because of that dying once, buying back, and dying twice. So 6-3 is the score. Really nice little team fight, tit for tat there. What do you think?
There's so much tit for tat going on right now. I think that it was quite in favor that the TA needs to be a considerable asset to the team, dying twice immediately following a buyback even. It was great to see how she just kind of popped up and after the buyback and immediately burst one of her side traps to try and slow down the gyro, but I mean it didn't mean anything. A second later she had TP'd into the battle, and 10 seconds later she was dead again. So it's I mean you want to be there to reinforce your team and to do all the DPS that you can, but you don't want to be sacrificing yourself needlessly either, and that's what that kind of felt like. Even though the Visage went, I mean...
Even though the tower hasn't been taken down, it's actually a little bit of a structural sacrifice, too, because of going down twice. Because that Tier 2 tower now is below 50%. Now a little bit of a smoke gank being set up right now by Visage and Venomancer. Might be able to see something happening here. Gyrocopter just hanging out in the woods right now, just biding his time, looking for a position to capitalize on. But look at this, Magnus. Magnus a little bit of trouble. Psionic Trap does manage to get off. Refraction wears off because of the tower hits. Will she be able to catch him? No Blink Dagger. It's going to be proving a little difficult. Refraction once again. Basically, there it goes. The meld. Nice shot there on the Magnus. But look, once again, TA buying a little bit more than she bargained for. And... that's the price you pay. I think it might have been a little too much greed on the side of TA. You need that Blink Dagger if you're going to be going in that far, and really it's proved to be to her detriment. And now you're talking about the sacrifice. Yes, she did get a kill. She did die. But look at this. Now this is set up. Rubik is in all sorts of trouble. Soul Assumption once again. Visage getting another kill on Rubik, and now that mid-tier 2 tower is up for grabs. Very questionable plays right now by PSM. They need to calm down, I think, and not to extend themselves so far into the match. It's like, yes, guys, we can smell the finals, but really you have to keep a clear head at this time. And so far, MCD is keeping that clear head because they're capitalizing on these little mistakes that PSM is making.
That's for sure. And little mistakes add up, and they create a game of complete demolition. And right now, we're seeing the double amount of kills. The Gyro has picked up his own DD, and he is trying to head bottom, but that is not going to turn into anything too significant. If we want to check out just very quickly the gold graphs, we see that MCD does have about 4,000 in an advantage over the Dire, and their experience is about 6 or 7,500. 7,500. If we switch bot really quick, we see that there's some carnage going on. The Gyro is able to take out the Lone Druid, despite the fact... Oh, look at them all. Gyro was there. Magnus was there. that was there's Veno, yeah. Very difficult for TA to stand alone against, even with her refraction. The Shadow Blade is up on the gyro, so he is ready to gank City, and boom, another tower. Meanwhile, top taking considerable damage. We got triple reinforcement as the Rubik, Animage, and Jakiro are flying in to do what they can, but backing off, we see the Visage and the Weaver trying to play it safe. They have an advantage. Don't squander it on some silly kills. So the Familiar is going to hide in the forest.
MCD is doing these nice little tactical strikes right now in terms of structures, and really it's a couple of these questionable plays right now by TA that's actually proven quite costly for PSM, because it's allowed MCD to like really push up and get these towers so far. So there we go. We did see a little bit of a Fade Bolt there by Rubik, and has stolen the spell. And now he's backing off for the moment, and Venomancer right there as well, applying a little bit of pressure in that mid-tier 2 tower, and the rest of PSM is showing up to make a defense. But look at this transition. Once MCD sees that mid is being defended, now they're moving back up to that top tier 2 tower. But let's see though, PSM might have an answer for this. TA moving in there, still no Blank Dagger, and really still a ways away from it. Saguchi being casted right there by the Weaver, backing off for the moment, and really Weaver is having a good time with the farm. 89 last hits already, and closing in on that Lincoln Sphere very, very early into the match, I might add. Lincoln Sphere is not a cheap item.
It's going to be, it is, but because of the way it stacks so effectively on the Weaver and shuts down any potential for trying to take him out, well, not any potential, but takes out a lot of potential in trying to shut him down, it could be very, very destructive. But very advantageous. Now, we see that the TA isn't wasting any time in trying to take as many hits against those Familiars as possible to reduce their cooldown time they come back, and to collect herself 100 gold. That puts the Visage at a bit of a disadvantage if a team fight is looming, and it does seem that the team fight could be looming in the future. So, 2 Familiars back up, ready to go. They're going to scout out so they can see what's going on. A little attack against the Syllabear, just to make sure everybody knows who's boss. And that tower, oh, is it going to go down completely uncontested? It is out of there. Another tower sacrificed for MCD. Oh, I don't know, Devo. I don't know about this.
Well, definitely MCD has pretty good momentum right now in terms of structures. You know, they're by no means, you can't say, like, you know, they're in a position to really take the game, because like, once you reach the tier 3s, it's you're not in the position to do so yet. But really, this has put PSM in a very cautionary kind of position now, because they've lost that map advantage right now, and they have to really kind of wait now for the carries to catch up to this position that they're in, because really Anti-Mage is not really in a position to be in any kind of team fights at the moment, and TA is still pretty far away from her dagger. Actually does not have any money. Picked up the Drums of Endurance, actually. So
she's trying to do the best, I think, that she can with the resources that she's got.
Speed, yeah.
We are going to see a Roche going down in Roche Pit, and the Dire is definitely aware of this. They do have the wards. They will have seen the movement. The question is, how and when do they strike to try and shut this down? The Bugs Germinate is cast all over the vicinity to try and prevent any sort of sneak attacks.
Roche has been decorated with the swarm.
He was decorated. He's gorgeous.
So, just looking at some numbers right there. 1930 T1. I don't understand what's going on.
That's the time.
Oh, right.
I don't know why he's calling the time, but
I guess Roche at 1930. I guess it was a little bit of a notification.
Aha!
This one Roche has been down, guys. Just to let you know, because we don't want you to show up or anything for a team fight, right? Like maybe they're calling him out. Who knows? No one. Okay, so going onto that mid-tier 2 tower, taking all sorts of damage right there. MCD constantly applying this pressure. There goes the swarm by Weaver, who does have that Lincoln Sphere now. Ice Path being casted. That 4 Spirit Bear might be caught in the break, but there is Magnus with the reverse polarity called down by Gyrocopter, and another Skewer and Lone Druid's going to be taken down, as well as Jakiro. There goes the Venomancer's ult right there. All sorts of trouble right now for PSM, and that tier 3 tower is really up for grabs. And look at this. We talked about it before. She has been knocked, I was going to say knocked up, hit with so many of those dots that Venomancer has. Venomancer just threw out that Poison Nova, and it's just ... and refraction or not, a TA can't do much on that. And
oh my
goes
goodness!
the tier
Oh my
3
goodness!
tower. 20
this is
minutes
be a
into the
Rex.
match. It's going down pretty quick, actually, that tower, and now they have their eyes set on the racks, and really, you gotta love Venomancer because of the fact that he can put those wards, and they when they're stacked, like, they do so much damage.
They add up, and they can be very destructive. So we see that there's some warding. The Radiant does have vision in the jungle here, and they I think are going to try and leap out at a moment's notice and take over this Dire, ending them once and for all, and then following that up with an attack on the...
Oh, there's Weaver with the Saguchi. Now it's Jakiro in all sorts of trouble. Leak and Spear being hit, but it's going to be the Ice Path that's going to slow down that Weaver. Called down by Gyrocopter. Is not going to be able to pick up too much, but there's the killing spree for Weaver. Does get a kill on that Jakiro, as well as Venomancer taking down that TA. Once again, we talked about that Venomancer being a very good pick against that Templar Assassin. Proofs in the pudding right there, baby. Templar Assassin's been taken down, and so is this Rax. Melee Rax going down. Now it's going to be the ranged Rax. All sorts of trouble right now for PSM. Oh, man, they can see it. MCD can see the championship matchup against Team QQ. It is not over, but the damage is being done right now. PSM needs to think about this and say, guys, we have to respond to this. Otherwise, the championship is gone.
They don't want to lose it, so after such an epic comeback last match to try and hold them off. It was, and for this to end so anticlimactically, we do not want to see that. We don't want that to happen. We're going to put all our rooting onto these teams so that they can do what they can to ensure that this game will go on. Right? Gold! Oh dear me. 10,000 is a lot of thousands.
For that's XP, and in terms of gold, we definitely have a huge sizable
15,
difference.
even worse.
It's crazy. Look at this reverse
Look at
polarity
this.
on from the
no.
Magnus TA. Really, MCD has figured out the answer for this TA, and unfortunately, it's just not working out for her like it did the previous match. And really, MCD has found the answer for this Templar Assassin, but still nothing to be taken away from Templar Assassin. Really nice play. And in fact, just looking at the kill count, she has all of the kills for, but followed by 6 deaths. And I think that's just a response because of that Venomancer and all the dots, damage over time spells that Venomancer has at his disposal. So really, you know, to our viewers at home, if you're going against a pesky TA, get a Venom.
You know what to do.
Get a Venom.
Oh, this is a tragedy, I feel. But look at, we're gonna see another team fight here. The Ice Path goes down to try and stop this fight from happening. Also with a blast of fire and ice. But oh my goodness, the ult just completely vaporizes the Jakiro. Now the Lone Druid running for his life, but he's not gonna make it out. Boom, and he gets nailed as Visage takes that kill. A shockwave almost tries to hit the Rubik, but does not. Narrow miss. The racks are going down as so quickly. It's incredibly fast and way too fast for the Dire to hold on to. And that spells GG.
It's another Radiant win, folks. MCD's our winner of the semifinals of this Missing Top tournament. It's going to be MCD going against Team QQ.
Oh my.
Wow.
That was wow-worthy, I think, Devo. Just ending a match nice and quick and efficiently. This is going to be an epic finale, I believe.
You know what's epic?
What is?
I think we can get burgers now.
Can we? I don't know if we're going to break that long. Well, we're going to find out how long we're going to break, ladies and gentlemen. Then we're going to come back for more excellent Dota. Follow me on Twitter, the Chef Dota, because he wants the... And follow Chicken MC with a 1 for the I, so that you can hear about all their Dota-ing. No, follow Devo and I.
I was just waiting for you to say that.
eSC Trevor. Yeah,
so, yeah,
all of us.
This is the last match of the semifinals. 17-5 is the final score of this match, and it was a quickie. 25 minutes in, and really, let's take note. That's another win for the Radiant side.
Right?